Welcome back to Wicked Auto. So, little update. So, in the last video, of course, I got the 35s put on. Tire shop messed up 3 of my rims. We went on vacation for the holidays, come back home, get the rims put on, and these are the rims. So, I picked Fuel Contras. So these were not my first choice. I believe the Rebels, which I know they are extremely popular. Too many people have them. I'm just doing the same thing, but they look so good. However, apparently it was like a back order till spring, possibly early summer, so no. We went with the Contras. So they are still an 18, of course. These are, I want to say 9s, 18 by 9s. And it is a +1 offset. So let me tell you this. If you get 35s on the AT4X, 35s, do not get a +1 offset. I've had to do major trimming to get it so it doesn't rub. Now, if I do any kind of off-roading other than a dirt road, it's going to rub. So, let's take a look at this first. So you see how close it is to the bumper. I was worried I was going to have to shave this down. You know, probably about there, and just take it down the straight line. I do not, thankfully. That is not an issue. But you can see how much I've cut of the inner liner. There's actually a bracket that goes right about here. I had to cut that off on both sides. All right, and then on this side, from here, right, this edge of the mud flap to that bracket is where it was rubbing. I got the liner just to be even. But from this bracket was the big piece that was rubbing. So if you feel the back and the front, if you're wondering, there is the front and back piece of steel is pinched together right here. I cut right at that seam on the inside of the seam, so I did not cut the seam and cut it off. It was about 1 inch. Then just spray painted that black so I don't have bare metal. It's underneath, nobody sees it. Then here I ended up shaving down probably less than 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch max, and the whole way down. This is where the big problem is on both sides. Now, I will say the passenger side has been rubbing worse than the driver's side, and I believe it's because I've already wrecked the truck. We'll get into that, but that's the only possible explanation I could have, even though it shouldn't, as to why this side rubs more than the other side. Doesn't make sense. But let's go ahead and take a look at the tires. Like I said, a +1. These are 35 by 11.26 per Nitto. And you can see it just barely sticks out. It is perfect offset for me. I don't want them to stick super far out. I think that's dumb looking. I mean, if you like it, that's cool. I mean, some of the trucks do look nice, but it's just not my preference. But I also don't want them tucked in. Let's look from up above. There you go. Just perfect. So on the Nittos, the fender sits right on the top of these lugs. So this part's flush. It is perfect. Of course, no issues in the back rubbing or anything like that. I will say, now don't get me wrong, I do like the rims. I am happy with the rims, but I did like the stocks better. I wish they wouldn't have ruined them, and they could have found them for sale, so they could have just replaced the stocks with the stocks. Now, that's where I wrecked the truck. So, you can see the damage. All 4 brackets of the running board are bent to shit and ruined. That's this piece from about halfway. Half of the running board is shoved in, the running board shoved back, and from the A is the only emblem that didn't get scratched. So from the T back, it is dented and down to bare metal. And that little bit on the passenger on the driver's side and just that little bit on the mirror there. And so the driver's side tire, which I hit a mailbox, a 6-foot concrete mailbox. I wasn't paying attention. We were back home. I didn't even look to pull out of the driveway and hit my in-laws' mailbox. Yep. So, but I hit it, backed up. This side, it actually shoved this side of the lower control arm in half an inch. Didn't bust the bolt or anything like that. I don't know if the bolt just wasn't tight enough, because I mean, it was their driveway, hit the mailbox. It's not like I was flying or anything, maybe 6 or 7 miles an hour. But I guess it hit the tire. The tire jumped it first, hit the corner of it. It shoved that back, so jacked it up, realigned the lower control arm. So that's the only thing I can guess as to why the passenger side rubs more than this side. And then it scraped. So it's apparently a long waiting list to get into any collision centers around here. One isn't until the 17th of January. The next one's next week. So next week, I'm hoping that shop can get me in and get it done. But we'll see. As you can see, I did the same cutting. The bracket, cut that. Shaved the mud flap there. Of course, cut the same bracket here, the plastic bracket for the liner. I cut that off this side as well. But of course, as you can see, it is awfully close. Now the front, I can get 2 fingers. The back, see, this side I can get 2 fingers, but I can't on the other side. And that's why it's rubbing. But I will say, I will no longer go to Discount Tire on Yukon or Garth Brooks Boulevard in Oklahoma City, because they're the ones who, now, they have done all my tires. I usually love Discount. Not anymore. I'll never go back to them. So they messed up the stock rims. I got these. They put them on yesterday. They messed up the stock ones more and messed up 2 of these. So I went back today and they're ordering 2 more of these rims now. It's actually this one and the passenger rear are the ones that are scratched. The same guy did those 2 tires. That's why I didn't bother cleaning the tires or the rims. I didn't want to mess with them. You know, they scratched them up again. Actually, here, let's look. See the ring? The white scratch on matte black rims. Yep. I think you can kind of see that pretty easy. It's freaking annoying. All their gunk all over the damn rim. And they just don't care anymore, I'm telling you what. But there you go. Now I do have another video coming up, so I'm not doing the install. I don't feel like it. I just don't. We are leveling this, so I wish it would have worked out. Timing, wrecking the truck, putting our new rims on, and the level, the timing didn't work. So I don't know if I would have had to trim as much if it was already leveled, but I'm gonna say probably, because just where they hit on the tire. So if it was, you know, up here I'm hitting and then I level it, right, the tire will be higher, so I wouldn't be concerned. But to where, like I said, the plastic bracket was down here, I'm still gonna hit that. That bracket, as low as that is, I'm still gonna hit that. So I would have still had to trim with the level, but that is coming up. It should be here tomorrow. And if you're wondering, the AT4X, the only company that has a leveling kit available is Rough Country. I believe it's the top spacer, bottom spacer, and a preload in between, which is why I didn't want to mess with it. I did not want to take apart the strut itself, but I'm also swapping out the upper control arms. So of course the AT4X comes factory with a 2-inch lift. And I mean, if you've done any kind of research, I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it with Ford video, build or not, but on factory parts, you do not want to go, I wouldn't be comfortable going 3 inches, 3.5 without swapping other components. And since this is already 2, the level is, I think, 1 3/4 inches. I'm going to swap out the upper control arms as well. So levels coming, upper control arms should be here tomorrow. We'll see when the shop is going to be able to do it, and myself schedule and wife schedule to be able to drop this off, all that. And the collision, of course, we'll see. Truck is super dirty. It's driving me friggin' nuts from driving through all the winter storms we had. I can't even friggin' wash it because I'm not washing it with the driver's side looking like that. No, just not happening. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the stance? Pretty good. I love the flare of the tire out. It's not too much, not too little. Wish I wouldn't have had to do so much trimming though. If you're going with a lower offset so they stick out farther, don't get such a big tire. If I would have went with 34s, I probably would not have had to trim the brackets. That I'm almost positive of that. So there you go. You don't want to trim, you want a lower offset, get a 33 or 34. If you want a 35, stick with as close to factory offset as possible, which the factory offset is plus 24. Now in the fuels, they do have a plus 20. If I would have gotten them, I probably would have been just fine because these tires were fine with the factory rims, right? I just did that little bit of trimming and we were good. So it is what it is. I got a lot of plans for this damn truck. I did speak with the company that does the Pulsar LT for the refresh. It is still not available and no timeline. I'm not thrilled with that, but at the same time, it's not, the Pulsar is not high priority on my freaking list. It's really not. This truck, I think, operates perfectly. It has plenty of torque, plenty of power. If I want to move, this truck friggin' moves. I want the Pulsar more for the DFM and the auto start stop, which as long as a DFM, if it's causing issues with the lifters, as long as it happens before the warranty runs out, I'm good. The auto start stop, I mean, it's not that big of a freaking deal that I have to push the button. Every car freaking has it anymore. I'm used to it. But I do want to stick a light bar on the front still, cab lights on the top, wireless. I'm not drilling in my freaking roof, which is the problem. Those wireless ones are freaking expensive. $500 for them damn lights. Of course, new running boards, which hopefully the insurance will cover. Rocker panels, hood scoop, which will be fake. I'm not getting a whole new damn hood. What else? I can't remember. I got quite the list. I think there's like 10 more things that I've screenshot that I need to add to this damn truck. So there will be plenty of videos coming up. Like, subscribe, follow along. Sorry for rambling a little bit. Hope you all have a happy new year. See y'all next time.